Starting out in Warhammer 40k, or any war game really, can feel like a mountain to climb. But don't stress, with a little bit of planning and advice, you'll be ready to jump right in. Warhammer 40k, it's such an awesome game, but getting started, it can be tricky. A lot of new players, they get excited, dive in, and then burn out quickly, ending up frustrated and feeling like they've wasted so much time and money. Some of you might have discovered 40k through the Black Library, video games like Space Marine 2, or more recently Amazon Prime's Secret Level, and thought to yourself, this sounds bloody brilliant, I want in. Then you do a Google search, you look at the massive rulebook and the endless models, and it feels daunting. And trust me, I get it. I'm not an expert, but I am here sharing advice from one beginner to another. I'm new to the gameplay side of things myself, and even though I've been obsessed with Warhammer lore for years, I've just recently taken the plunge into actually playing, so I know how overwhelming it can be. I'm going to do a bit of a shout out now to the Vanguard tactics, because 90% of everything I know has come from their videos and their resources. They make everything feel approachable. I'll link their social media accounts and their website in the description. They've just got a really chilled way of explaining the rules. It doesn't leave you drowning in jargon and just wanting to run away faster than Forrest Gump ever did. Warhammer 40k, it's a massive hobby with lots of different aspects, and people get into it for all sorts of reasons. Some just want to play the game, some love painting and customizing models, others they're looking for an epic bonding experience, and some dream of dominating that competitive scene, and others they just love to read. But the best advice I can give to you is just figure out what you want from it. Are you here to collect epic miniatures, or are you here for the strategy, or are you here to just read a little bit more? Knowing your goal will save you a ton of frustration and money. Picking an army you love is huge. It's tempting to just Google search what army is the best right now, but here's the thing, the meta is always changing and shifting, so what's top tier today could be obsolete tomorrow, so instead you have to find an army that speaks to you. I've said it before, it's like one of those Dogs Trust adverts, the dog chooses you, you don't choose the dogs. Look at your army, look at their lore, look at their backstory, look at the models, and then try and pick one that gets you excited. After all, you will be living with this army for life, not just for Christmas. So go with one that you can stick with no matter what. Don't ask how good it is, ask how easy is it to collect. Instead of worrying, is this a strong army right now? Ask yourself, how easy is it to collect, obtain and build this army? Space Marines, for example, they are a great choice for beginners because they have a huge range of models that are easy to get your hands on, and they're updated regularly. So check with your local Games Workshop store or Warhammer store, just see what models are easy to get hold of and paint. Don't start with 100 difficult miniatures because you're just going to get overwhelmed and probably cry. One that's helped me a lot is planning your army ahead of time. It's been a game changer for me. Planning your army before you start buying the models will save you so much time and money. It's really tempting to just pick up these random core units as you see them, but trust me, a little organisation, it does go a long way. Planning your army step by step, maybe even build your force for different point levels. So for me, the best advice I was given was start small with a 500 point army just to get playing quickly, and then build up from there. You'll be able to jump in and enjoy the game without waiting forever just to finish your collection. I went with the Blood Angel starter set, and I would highly recommend something similar. Finding people to play with makes it way more fun. Just finding someone, even just having a group of new players in the same boat to learn together can really help keep you motivated. There's always something exciting about sharing a hobby with others, and a great way to meet people is by going to a tournament. Even if you're not into competing, tournaments, they might seem intimidating, and trust me, if you're not aiming to be a competitive player, you should still check one out at least once. Local tournaments are a great way to get some games in, meet other players, and maybe even make some new friends. Plus, seeing all those armies close up, seeing people's strategies, seeing how people approach it, it is seriously inspiring. Finding a community, whether it's a local gaming store or an online group through something like Discord, finding that community is really important. Warhammer is all about sharing the experience with others, talking tactics, talking lore, and just having fun. A good community will keep you inspired and engaged. Just hop in my comment section. It's a great place to start. Any of my posts about Warhammer, we're all here to help each other, and it would be great to connect with each other. Trying out different aspects of the hobby as well. It's got a lot to offer, so don't be afraid to explore it. You don't have to be all in on just one part of it. Try out painting, try out building, learning the rules, maybe even converting your models. There's no one way to enjoy Warhammer, just find what makes you happy. Don't let anybody tell you how to have fun. This is your hobby. If you love painting and you couldn't care less about the lore and the tournaments, that's incredible. Maybe you just want to push models around the table and you don't want to paint them. that's okay too. And don't let people on the internet tell you how to enjoy the game. Just find your fun and stick with it. If you like reading, that's great. There is no issue on how you approach the hobby and what you want to do. At the end of the day, the best advice is just do it. Don't overthink it. Get the models, get the books, just start playing and enjoy yourself. The Warhammer community, it's huge. For the most part, it's welcoming and it's full of people who just want to share the hobby with you. Yes, there are the odd few. I've met them. If I had £1 for every time somebody accused me of being a heretic, I wouldn't need 2 jobs. But anyway, this has just been a few tips from a fellow beginner to just try and help you get started in Warhammer 40k. Just jump in, have fun, and more importantly, don't stress about it. There's no wrong way to enjoy the hobby, but there are loads of helpful tips that can try and help you just feel less overwhelmed and just know that you've got this. So as always, please do all those things you need to do to support my tiny channel, and I hope to see you in the next video.